Hello and welcome to Music Madness. My name is Michael Halfhill. I'm the pastor of the Piedmont Park Seventh-day Adventist Church. This is my wife Jeanette Halfhill and my son Ethan, who is our wizard when it comes to technology, and so he's helping us do this. We've been stuck inside for several weeks with the coronavirus, and so one Saturday afternoon we were talking about our favorite hymns, and we thought, let's figure out what our favorite hymn is. And we had missed out, of course, on March Madness. Didn't happen. There were no basketball games, so we thought we would create a bracket of all our favorite hymns and then vote on them to figure out which one would be the best. So we're going to do this. We're going to record the brackets and show them to you. We'll probably argue a little bit about them, debate which one's the best. Of course, I will be right nearly all the time, and I'll try to help these guys get the right answers. We'll be happy for you guys to write down in the comments what your favorite ones are, and if you think maybe we got them wrong, we'd be interested to hear that as well.
As long as you say I'm right.
It's never going to happen, but anyway. So anything that you want to say before we get going on our first bracket?
Well, I will say that I'm going to pull up the main bracket right now so you guys can get a look at all the songs for the future ones and the ones for today. Will be going up.
And no matter what they say, I'm always right.
Okay, so we're going to go with our first bracket. The two contenders that begin are two wonderful songs, and it is very tough, as we discovered, going through these songs to pick your favorite. So our first two are Amazing Grace versus Crown Him with Many Crowns.
Now you're going to sing those for us, correct?
I thought, no, I have not. That would end our viewership. With small viewership we have, it would just plummet right there. But hopefully everybody knows those tunes. Everybody knows Amazing Grace. It's an amazing song that was written by John Newton, who was he was a captain of a slave ship and came to know the Lord. It wrote this wonderful song that we've been singing ever since. Wonderful song. Crown Him with Many Crowns, of course, comes from the book of Revelation and Jesus and all the crowns that he will wear. So what are your guys' thoughts on these two hymns to start us off?
Well, first, I wanted to eliminate two songs from the very beginning because I think that Amazing Grace is in its own bracket all alone. You can rarely ever top Amazing Grace. I love Crown Him with Many Crowns, especially around springtime. I like Revelation, but it's got to be Amazing Grace. It's so timeless. It applies to every stage of your life.
Yeah, there really isn't much topping Amazing Grace. That's why it's the 1 seed. Because Amazing Grace is just a song that can be played whenever, and you always can find a different meaning in it.
So it sounds like you two are both voting for Amazing Grace.
Of course.
Well, I will make that 3. Amazing Grace is just a beautiful song. So many renditions of it, done so many different ways, but it's just a classic that it is going to be very hard to top. Our next bracket brings two wonderful songs, two upbeat songs. A lot of hymns are kind of slow and thoughtful, but these can be done very upbeat and fast. And the next bracket is Power in the Blood versus Jesus Saves. What do you guys think about these two songs?
One of my top favorite songs in the hymn book is probably Power in the Blood. Not much of a fan of Jesus Saves, even though that kind of is what the topic of the Bible is about. I do love Power in the Blood a little bit more than Jesus Saves, so that's what I will go with.
We're going to agree. This is kind of rare. But I love Jesus Saves, but Power in the Blood, as long as it's played correctly with a lot of emotion and not like a funeral march, I love Power in the Blood.
Two great songs. Jesus Saves was one that when I was becoming a Christian and studying to be a pastor, I remember walking along Union College campus and I had that song in my head, only I didn't know the song real well. All I knew was the chorus, and so I just humming along, and then I'd say, Jesus Saves, and I'd hum some more, Jesus Saves. And I thought, man, I need to learn the rest of those lyrics. And it's true, and I have since then. But if you forget all the rest of the lyrics, that's enough. That's the message. I have a hard time not choosing it, but I think I will agree with you too, and I'll go with Power in the Blood. So we're all in agreement so far. Happy household as we get to the next one. This one, ooh, this is tough. This is tough. These are some great hymns.
Sorry.
Beginning. Apparently Ethan's getting the evil eye because he didn't move things around enough. But our next bracket is The Old Rugged Cross, which is just a powerful, wonderful song. And 'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus. And right now I don't know what I'm going to pick. I like both of these songs.
You going to
Any
go
thoughts?
first?
Of course, you passed it on to me first. I love both of the songs. I guess I'll probably have to go with The Old Rugged Cross, because there are like a few great songs. I think all the songs that relate to the cross scene are really great, but that's why I'm picking this one, The Old Rugged Cross. I do love 'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus, but The Old Rugged Cross tops that one.
This is a hard one for me to decide, just because on first impulse, I say The Old Rugged Cross, because it has so many memories wrapped up in it. It reminds me of my grandparents. It reminds me of a lot of good times, but it also reminds me of funerals.
It's true.
Every time I sing this song, I get teary. I get, very emotional. 'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus is kind of more, an everyday song that I can listen to over and over and over, because it is part of our relationship, is to trust in Jesus. So that's kind of where they're kind of two completely different areas of life. But I still have to go with The Old Rugged Cross, I think.
Okay. I think I'm going to agree with that, just because, as you said, of the emotional response that comes from that. 'Tis So Sweet is a beautiful song. I love it, love singing it. But because of their emotional response, it's Old Rugged Cross. We're all agreeing so far. We need to get some disagreement going. And I think we might on this next
It will come.
Yep.
On this one, I think we'll have some debate here. Our next bracket is Were You There? Again, another amazing song about the cross.
About the cross.
It's coming head to head with another song about the cross.
I figured Easter just passed, and we gotta shove all the Easter ones as close to Easter as we can.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so we have Were You There versus When I Survey the Wondrous Cross. Jeanette, do you want to start on
I
this
think
one?
you should go
I'll
first.
start.
You haven't
Oh
started
my
yet.
goodness. Both powerful songs, tons of emotion in both of them. I will probably pick Were You There, just because it's so unique. There are very few songs like that are so introspective. And both of these are, but I've heard this song sung by some men who just brought so much power into it. I think of it around Easter time, and very introspective, and yeah, it's a wonderful tune. When I Survey it is beautiful and powerful as well, but I think I'll go with Were You There.
Yeah.
I don't know why you thought we were going to fight on this song.
I didn't know. I thought they were so close together that there'd be some disagreement.
When I Survey the Wondrous Cross, I would have to say I've known that song longer than Were You There. But when I heard Were You There, it really is a passionate song, and I love that song, Were You There. So I'm gonna go with Were You There.
I thought I would have a chance to be a tiebreaker, but
Dang.
I'm not. I'm gonna have to go with Were You There?
We're all
You're
agreeing
going with
again.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
I thought I was the only one that was gonna do Were You There.
No, man, I love that tune. That's a great one.
It's just one of my favorite songs.
Okay. All right, we'll try this one and see if we can. Again, we've got
Ooh.
two upbeat songs and songs that just, I think, make you feel good. So in this bracket, we have Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee versus Jesus is Coming Again. Now, there may be some folks out there who don't know Jesus is Coming Again. It's in the Adventist hymnal. It's a great song about the second coming of Jesus. If you don't know it, I encourage you to look it up and give it a listen. It's a great tune, but it's coming up against, maybe the classic of all classics, Joyful, Joyful. That is old song that's been around for a long time, and it is a beautiful song as well. So what are we picking in this?
I know I love Joyful Joyful just because that reminds me of one of my first songs I played on the piano.
True,
I was
it
gonna
is.
say the same thing.
But as much as I love that song, I have to go with Jesus is Coming Again.
Okay.
I love both songs. I love Joyful Joyful for the same reason, but maybe not that it was Ethan's first piano song, but more because when he heard that song and started playing it, it reminded him of the Little Einsteins.
Oh,
That was a huge part of our life for several years. But Jesus is Coming Again is just so meaningful as far as what we're all here for and what we're looking for. And that's for Jesus to come again.
So that's your pick?
That's
that
my
one?
pick.
Well, what kind of a Seventh Adventist pastor would I be if the other two pick an Adventist Second Coming song and I don't? Love both of the songs. I actually love upbeat songs as well. So it is tough to choose, but Jesus is Coming Again. Yeah, that is a great one. Lift up the trumpet, loud, let it ring. Great song.
So that is 5-3 to 0.
Wow.
It is. We have a lot of agreement here. I don't know. Maybe people will disagree with us on the comments.
Oh, I don't know why they do that.
Not yet anyway, because we've got them all perfect. Our next bracket is two great songs. I know which one I'm going to pick, but I'll let you guys go first so I don't influence you. Precious Lord, Take My Hand versus At the Cross. At the cross where I first saw the light, or Precious Lord, Take My Hand, Lead Me On, and Help Me Stand.
I don't know, one of my, I always like the songs that are always like near the cross. It just feels more at home that way, so I'm going to go with At the Cross.
Oh, we're going to have some disagreement then.
Ooh.
I like At the Cross, but the only words coming to my head right now is At the Cross, At the Cross.
Where I first saw the light, the burden of my heart went away.
But since on Precious Lord, Take My Hand, I probably know more of those lyrics and would be able to, sing it if I could sing.
Well, let's
No.
hear.
No, that's tricky. So I'm going to go with Precious Lord, Take My Hand.
I have to agree with my wife here, not because I'm fearful or anything.
You should be.
Disagreeing with her, but this is one of my favorites, one of my tops, I think, and I hope that it'll go far in our bracket. Precious Lord, Take My Hand is one of those songs that you can turn to in hard times when you're going through it and you just don't know how to get through it. This is a song about God, just hold me close. And the story behind it is amazing too. The author who had just lost, I don't know all the details, I'd have to look it up, but he just lost his, I think, wife and child. And he was giving up on music, and then this song came to him. Just the melody came to him, he wrote it. And many songs, many hymns came from a time of trouble for the author. And this is definitely one of them, so it's one of my favorites. Precious Lord, Take My Hand. We have our first disagreement, and
Of course you say all that like his wife died, his daughter died after I chose
that's
it.
why I let
So
you go
I look
first.
like a horrible person.
You are, you are.
You are a horrible person.
Uncaring.
Your heart is darkened.
Okay, another
Oh.
two great songs. Very difficult songs to go through. This next bracket is It Is Well With My Soul versus Softly and Tenderly. Softly and Tenderly is a song that many times is used as altar calls during church service or during an evangelism series. Softly and tenderly, Jesus is calling the sinner to come home. I can remember answering an altar call, coming forward to the front of the church with that song playing. And I've used it when I preached for altar calls. It Is Well With My Soul is, again, another song that came from heartache, where the author, his wife and children went across the sea ahead of him, and I think they went down in the shipwreck. And then he comes across afterwards, and the ship captain comes on and says, this is about the place where the other ship went down. And that's why in the lyrics it talks about the sea billows roll. He was thinking of it right then, and God gave him this amazing, amazing song in the midst of tragic pain. So, okay, I gave all that first this time. What does everybody think?
After you hear that, you can't pick the other one.
Oh, yes, you can. I can, but I'm not going to. I will go ahead. I'll start with Softly and Tenderly. That so reminds me again of family and grandparents and Andy Griffith. When I worked in an Alzheimer's unit, I played Andy Griffith over and over and over. They loved that CD. So it has a lot of good memories for me. It is Well With My Soul. Has some really tragic memories for me, sad times that we've gone through, losing a baby at 16 weeks. I couldn't sing that song at that time, and I really fought with God. But I remember once I saw the plan reversed, not that any of that was good, but I wouldn't have my daughter had we not gone through that. And I was finally able to sing this song and really... So it's kind of followed me through since I was little up until now, and it's probably one of those songs that I can really sing with passion.
So it is well for you? It is well for me. I don't know Softly and Tenderly enough, but that doesn't really matter because I love It As Well so much. It's probably one of my more favorite songs.
Yeah.
It is. It's an amazing song. Both of them are, and very much connection to it, a lot of feeling, but I would too go with It As Well With My Soul.
Our last one for today.
Our last bracket. Here we go.
Oh, good. It's getting hot here.
Just As I Am, which again is another amazing altar call type song, saying that when I come to Jesus, I'm coming just as I am. I don't have to clean myself up. I don't have to get myself good enough for God. I just come as I am, and He accepts me with open arms. And then Jesus Paid It All, of course, talks about the fact that we can come just as I am is because Jesus paid it all on the cross. He paid for all of our sins, not just ours, but everyone who's ever lived on the planet. And that's what that song speaks about. So this is maybe a tough one as well.
I know it's not really that tough for me. Again,
Go for it.
It's another cross song where Jesus paid it all, so you shouldn't be afraid to come just as you are, which, I mean, both songs are very similar, but Jesus paid it all. That's what I choose.
Did you choose one?
I haven't. You want me to? You can be the tiebreaker? Because I'm gonna.
Okay, I already know which one I'm picking, so go ahead.
It's going to be a tiebreaker.
Maybe you'll talk me out of it if you're not picking the one I want to pick.
I'm picking Just As I Am, and I think of it just as it's just one of those songs that it's just the sinner's plea that says I can come and I don't have to change and I don't have to get right. And I think that's something that we as all sinners struggle with. Even after God saves us, we keep wanting to come to God with our good things, and the Bible says our good things are filthy rags. And so I just love that tune, but they're both good.
I'm going to agree with you.
Oh, wow.
I love Jesus Paid It All, and that one, of course, is a beautiful song, beautiful lyrics. But Just As I Am, when I grew up Christian, I always loved the Lord, but when I was older and really understood what I was doing as I was coming to the Lord, I was not good enough. I was not Christian enough. I didn't follow the rules. So I really clung to that song when I was coming back to the Lord and really renewing my life with Him.
Okay. Well, that brings us to the close of our first section of this Music Madness tournament that we're going through. There are many great songs coming up, and we didn't argue a whole lot today. I think the arguments are going to come, especially even after the first round, because this only gets harder because more of your favorites are coming head to head in later rounds. So we're going to continue to have fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will let others know about this so they can watch it as well, and maybe even do this with your own family and discuss which songs are your favorite. Again, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.